Wale, you made it. I know you're busy out here taking over the world. Everyone loves free lunch.
Yeah.
This is such a great time for you,
Yeah.
you know, and I obviously everyone was talking about my boy, hearing you and Cole together. I felt like that should have happened a while ago, right?
Well, we got about what, like 6 songs together.
Yeah.
Like, we got Bad Girls Club, Beautiful Bliss, You Got It, Winter Schemes, you know, Fitted Cap, you know,
Yeah.
Self-Made. Me and him got a lot of stuff together though. It's just
Why is it this song that everyone was just like?
That's a great question. I wish
I
could
wanted
give
your
an answer.
opinion on this guy. I was like, I mean, they've worked together, but it seemed
Maybe because they haven't heard us together in a long time, probably.
and we are in such dire needs now. We're just like, yes, we need some good music. What is it with doing an EP versus an entire album? Why do you like this?
I mean, to me, it really don't make no difference. Like to me, I make music all day. I just think that it was what's necessary right now to ingratiate myself within the culture or within like the few or the many that aren't really like, you know, accustomed to what I'm doing. As the times change, the music business changed, just to ingratiate myself or reintroduce myself, if you will. Like,
But I just don't feel like you need to. I don't know, maybe I'm biased.
and I think that attitude of me feeling like I don't need to is what I did have, and I think maybe it is a little bit too much entitlement because, you know, I'm not at the top of the mountain by any means.
Of course.
So a lot of people know, but a lot of people act like they don't know. So, you know, the best thing that I can do rather than just being mad all the time about it, just make good music and just go hard.
Yeah, you know what? I remember for a while, I remember a tweet from a long time ago, and you're saying that the media doesn't like you. I think that's not the case at all. I think people really enjoy you, and I think people are always rooting for you. Maybe back then, because I feel you on that. Now, I feel like...
I mean, I would hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to shake some of the things that I haven't been so good at out of my life to make myself more an enjoyable person to be around. It's not always easy though, because sometimes, you know, you're so passionate about things and you disagree with people that got more power than you.
Right.
And that's when conflict and chaos.
I think it was an interview that you're doing with Rap Radar where you talked about, you know, you're the guy that if you had 80 points, you're going to obsess over the 2 points that you didn't get, even though you won the game. I really feel that.
Yeah,
that's hard to break, though.
It's like an OCD of artistry or creativity. I believe, like, you know, a lot of passionate artists have like an OCD, never satisfied attitude about their art, and it's unfortunate, but it also makes us great.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song? Like a personal favorite song that, yes, I'm sure you dissected it and, you know.
About me?
Or any song that you ever put together that you're just like.
But my songs, right?
Yes.
I make music like that feel like different emotions and stuff like that. Like, but I do. I mean, I got favorite songs.
Okay, give me.
But if you ask me today, what's my favorite songs when the weather is not great outside and I'm arguing with people on the phone and I have some that make me, you know, like today, Sunshine is one of my favorite songs from The Gifted. Scarface, Rose Gotti, you know, especially after like going to KD's birthday party and talking to him about like how we came up. Scarface, Rose Gotti, Negotiation, Salary Cap,
yes,
Body, 3 days, 3 hours. I mean, I just have Dummies, you know, when I ride through the city, like, you know, my city or any city, like I always think about, you know, what music I'm putting out, what I'm putting out to the world. So, you know, to pick one would be foolish of me, but those are like some of the songs that are like in my mind right now. My verse to Mahalia's joint, I Wish I Missed My Ex, that's one of the really, really cold verses that I feel like I got off a lot of like steam on it.
Right now, I guess at this moment, because I'm sure it changes, you being a true artist, who do you want to work with that you haven't had a chance to yet?
Man,
It could be a couple. It doesn't have to be just one.
it's a lot of people probably. I mean, but I kind of go where fate takes me. You know what I'm saying? Rather than like pressing the issue.
I feel it.
I want to work with people that people don't expect me to work with a little bit. Like that's just for my own personal artistic.
Right.
Like
yeah.
I want to do that. Like somebody like Playboy Cardi.
Nice.
Thug. I want to work with Lucci some more. Elzai from Slum Village.
Yeah.
I mean, I love me and Cole chemistry, obviously.
Absolutely.
Cole. Me and Kendrick never did one where it was just us. You know, that would be a vibe to do. J Rock, Q, Jay-Z.
I love that you love this game. Like just hearing you, just you could tell you love the art.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. It's just in me. It's just something that I just like that I'm enamored with the game, as far as the creativity goes.
Yeah.
And I love being around people that really enjoy being creative. I mean, I lost a friend that was, that was really into the creation mode of it and the understanding of music and the whys and all of that. And I mean, obviously, Mac passed a couple of days ago, and it hit me really hard, really, really hard because
really hard. I think for all of us,
we've known each other for 10 years, and we were just. I mean, we talk a lot off and on, and we know what we're going through, and we kind of speak in code. And there's a text message I sent him. I look at it every day, and it's like when Swimming dropped. When Swimming dropped, I said. And even reflecting back on it, I don't even know why I said it. But I was just like, bro, because I know Astro World dropped that same day, and I was like thinking, how would I feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, because Astro World's an incredible album, but I know how much time and effort Mac put into it. So I was like, yo, bro, I hope you can smell the roses. You know what I'm saying? I hope you can smell the roses. I hope like, he's like, bro, it's beautiful. Like, I can literally show it to you. Like, just I can show it to you, but they won't see it on camera. But,
No.
But it's therapeutic for me in a way because I feel like our lives are very similar in a lot of ways. We love hard. We're very passionate. And I was like, I hope you can smell the roses. And he's like, bro, it's an amazing feeling. It's beautiful. And I told him that his progress helped me on an emotional level and a personal level, and as a man in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I look at that every day for closure, for mantra purposes, for humility purposes, for being grateful where I'm at purposes, like a lot of things, But that was like super hard on me. But it gave me the silver lining, if any, is that it allowed me to get in tune with my heart and my spirit and the other hearts and spirits in this industry, and just make myself more accessible to people with good intentions.
Yeah. I didn't have a very close relationship with Mac, but I interviewed him a bunch of times, and this was definitely at the peak. He's booming out here, and I was still coming up,
right.
Just on my grind, back on the West, and he always treated me with so much respect and love.
Nice.
Every interview we did, and I mean, was so generous. We had one we were doing for MTV. We were at his house, and even when we were wrapped, I got food. You guys can hang out. We we're just listening to music, and he's not a close friend of mine. He's just someone that I was lucky enough to be, around to have interviewed him a bunch of times. I can't even imagine for someone who knew him very well. You know what I mean? Because I was so sad when I saw the news. I cried, and I'm not a close friend,
But you felt his energy some kind of way.
Aura was so beautiful.
I think that's what it was. And sometimes we don't know people's auras or spirits or what they mean to the people on the planet until they're gone, unfortunately. And that's one of the things that hurts, because I've been through some things, and you know, and a lot, you know, it's just a lot of things that that go through my mind on the daily, that have to do with like legacy and like, you know, and how people perceive you and why do the roses only grow like for the dead? You know what I'm saying? Why the roses only grow for the people that can't smell them?
I just love that you share your vulnerability with us. You know, and I'm sure you know so many of your fans really appreciate that, because I feel like for so long men have to stay in this particular role of being hard, and that's it. You can't show your pain. You know, even when you're tweeting and you're talking about pride and dealing with insecurities. At first, when, you know, you were sharing that, did you get nervous? Or were you just like, I really...
Nah, I mean, I think I came to a point where I was like, I'm just going to say what I got to say. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth because I didn't say it the right way, or we're all like hyper sensitive or hyper judgmental, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I always try to be honest with people, even if it's an uncomfortable honesty.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
A lot of great artists that aren't musical artists, like comedians, like Gerard Carmichael is one of them. Hannibal Buress is one of them. These are like the younger guys. Like they speak on a lot of things that are uncomfortable but spot on.
Yes.
And that's why I'm like a super big Gerard Carmichael fan, because it's like it's spot on, but it's uncomfortable, but it's like I could kind of see why you like it, that makes sense,
right?
You know what I mean? And that's why I've always seen a connection with comedians and like people that are in the philosophy world.
Oh yeah.
You know, or even psychiatrists. You know, I think to be a comedian, you got to be a philosopher and a psychiatrist. And I draw a lot of inspiration from like stand-up comedians.
They're geniuses.
Yeah, they are. I think the hardest thing to do in life is make somebody laugh.
Oh my gosh.
That's such an uncontrollable act.
Yeah.
A lot of times, so the hardest thing to do is make somebody laugh, especially people that are already committed on not laughing.
Exactly. Here you are going to a comedy show, you know, and it's this pressure, and you know there's people who they're not easy to please,
right?
And so, but you still find a way to get that smile, that joy out of them. But
there's also it's not to get you.
No, you're good.
The camaraderie amongst comedians,
yes,
is it's real, you know. Even Cat Williams, when you know he did an interview recently at a radio station, and he was talking about, he was naming women that
Tiffany Haddish,
no
the Tiffany Haddish part, I liked he made up with her.
But yeah, I mean I believe that there's always camaraderie regardless, and maybe he was speaking, he wasn't executing what he was trying to say properly, but I mean the way comedians defend each other, or help each other get roles. I mean, Donald Glover came in his game as a comedian.
Right.
Before we knew him as Childish Gambino, he came in as a comedian. And you can catch his stand-up routine on Netflix. But he found himself in a position to put one of our idols on his show.
Right.
And now the brother got an Emmy.
Look at that.
That's me.
Love,
that's
man.
The most beautiful thing that you can. That to me, that shit is so beautiful. Like
it is.
It's like, bro, you just got Cat Williams. No, I mean, he delivered. So Cat Williams got Cat Williams an Emmy, but you put Cat Williams, somebody who, you know, people were trying to say was this, that, and the third. Like you got people that like, and inshallah, like Cat is going to be able to get dramatic roles now.
Yes.
Because of the Emmy. It wasn't comedic role,
right?
He was really acting,
right?
And you know, I think that's what one day, hopefully, I'll be able to do that for these up and coming kids that's trying to be in music and film and writing and producing and music management and styling. Like one day, I dream to be able to help a lot of people in those kind of ways. Like when it's your time to be able to get you where you got to be.
You know what, Wale, I couldn't wait for you to come in. I was so sad all the times we kept missing each other. And thank you for using your platform because, you know, Salary Cap, the song is very obviously personal. And, you know, just like how you have your different mantras on hard days, for me, that's one. you know, because it's dark. And I just love what you did, and you care for Colin Kaepernick, in case people don't understand. But, you know, I want to know, what does that song mean for you? Because other people have different interpretations. For me, it's
brave,
completely
bro. It's brave. It's like, bro, okay. You know, I'm a football guy. Like, I played football for 12 years. I played in college and everything. I was a fan of him in Nevada.
Right.
I remember like, cause I know, like, I remember just watching, you know, and you know, Nevada's a big major school, but it's not Florida State.
Right.
And it's not all these places. And I put myself in those shoes. I'm like, bro, he wasn't a media darling, you know, whatever. He, you know, he was adopted.
Yep.
He went to a Division I school, but it's not one that's on the map like that. And he was balling. I saw it though. I saw him running for 100 yards and throwing for 150. I was watching, because I love to watch the mid-major D1 schools. I love to watch them because they got the dogs.
Right.
So when he started playing, I was like, okay, I remember, and I knew what he was against. And when he started speaking his mind, he you got to remember, this is somebody that already came from the odds against him. So now when
all
you take
tattoos,
you got the tattoo, you tattoos, you know, not to get too deep, but from a psychological level, you probably always wonder, like, man, my real parent, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you deal with that. So it's like you already got a chip on your shoulder, and then it's like you finding yourself. You finding yourself, you know you're black. You know what I'm saying? And you go to a Nevada, which isn't like, Nevada isn't Grambling, my G. You know what I'm saying? And then you go to a historic organization, and then you become the starting quarterback, and you're killing the league. You running for OD yards and going to the Super Bowl and everything. And then you say, man, bro, this is on my heart. Will they embrace it? Will they accept it? Will they turn their back on me? But he stuck to what he did.
Sure did.
And bro, it's no possible way, in literally, like, I don't care. There's no possible way that Colin Kaepernick cannot be on a NFL team as a quarterback.
Right.
Let's just say for all shits and giggles, right? Let's say he's not good enough to be a starter, which I can name 6 teams right now that he can start for.
Facts.
Let's just say he's not. So you mean to tell me that man isn't good enough to be a backup nowhere?
Right.
This is somebody who's been to the Super Bowl, bro.
And NFC Championship the following year.
Exactly.
And his percent, like, I mean, look at the stats.
And Jim Harbaugh, one of the greatest coaches, put him there. So it's kind of showing, it's opening the eyes of things, and like, to sacrifice that, because even if he didn't, you know, because I know it's getting rough in San Francisco, he could have went to a lot of other teams and then rebranded and redid everything. But he's like, this is what's on my heart, bro.
Yeah.
And I think everything that led up to, this is my personal opinion. I don't know because I haven't really talked to him that deep. I think everything that led up to kneeling down and sticking with it was the gumbo of everything that happened leading up to it, like finding yourself amongst the family that chose you and wondering why. Somebody as talented as him, he's probably wondering why he's not playing for Penn State or not. This is me guessing because I play football. So I'm like, you probably always felt like, man, like
the underdog.
Yeah, underdog. And then you finally get there. Mm-hmm. A lot of underdogs, when we finally get there, we be like, yeah, I did, yeah, what? But the selflessness that he exudes is like, you know what? I could be like, yo, God, y'all was sleeping on me. My Nike ad could be like, yo, no, y'all was sleeping on me. Look, Super Bowl. They had to turn the lights off for 70 minutes during halftime to get me out of my whatever. Like, could have done anything. He was like, nah, this is getting out of control.
Yep.
And the last thing I'll speak on it, because I don't want to turn into a politician or have a bunch of MAGA people in my mentions. I think that it's the most blatant display of like we know, but we don't care. It's the most blatant version of that because there is literally, where's the hot cam? That one?
This is your direct.
It's literally, right? Military people saying, hey, I just served 8 years, blah, blah, blah. Colin, we respect what you're doing because they're literally saying that and they're getting like 100,000 retweets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yet people who have not even dropped $1 in a veteran's cup.
Yes.
Saying that, oh, you don't respect America.
Right. And how many times?
But you know why, Nessa? You want when I think it could play into that. Colin ain't a dark-skinned African with a black name. Kaepernick, I'm light-skinned. Some of them say, oh, he's one of ours. Like, why are you doing this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think a lot of people can't deal with that.
They're very upset.
They feel like, oh, no, like, you know, there's a lot of players that's like, I'm not getting into that because I don't want to lose my money and like I'm in my prime and all that. You know how vicious you got to be like, bro, I'm young and I made it to the Super Bowl and I turned a franchise around.
Yes.
But I'm going to do this because I believe in it. Bro, anything that I could do for Slim to make it like, bro, we feel you. Sometimes I wish my voice was bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if I was big as certain artists, I could probably mend it some way. Because I know the game, I know the X's and O's, but I also know what it's like to speak from the heart or do what you think is right. So sometimes I'd be like, damn, man, if I wish I was like at this level and I knew this person, maybe we can just have like a real like on-screen meeting between and figure it out. Because my only fear is that some people trying to make it a division between race. Right. It's not a division between race. It's like, bro, I just see my race getting abused and killed and dying for no reason. And it's happening too frequently. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's happening way too frequently. So it's like, yo, I have to say something. I feel like I have too many things coming, too many blessings coming my way, or my platform is too big. You know what I'm saying? To not say nothing. Yes. And that's the part that really hurts because it's like if somebody like a Robert Kraft, who I know to believe is a Trump guy, or somebody some of these guys sat down at a round table the same way we do in hip hop when it's profitable, sat down with Kaepernick in a room full of half Trump supporters, half non-Trump supporters, and we can all just talk like at a round table. Yeah. We can literally see what the problem is. Right. Even though I feel like I know what it is, but let's get down to the bottom of it. Right. So the owners, is he not good enough to be on the team?
They can't say it because they see the numbers.
They saying it though because it's football. Sports are not supposed to be opinionated. It's fact. It's numbers. It's wins. It's losses. Wins. It's rap is subjective. Yes. It's like, oh, I like whoever, and I like Slum Village, or no, I like Beastie Boys, or I like Flatbush Zombies. Right. I like Smoke Dizzy. I like Tekashi. I like A Boogie. I like Fab. Like it's all subjective. Sports is black and white.
Numbers.
So
end of story. Numbers.
So why y'all trying to don't insult our intelligence like that? That's all I'm saying. And I do think that like in order to restore faith in like our humanity, black, white, MAGA, pro-black, alt, whatever the hell they doing, like maybe we should get some rational people in the room. Right. And talk about it in a manner that makes it like, bro, let's not have a race war because it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of people trying to cover up their Nikes and all that. Like, I'm like,
for what?
What good is that doing? Right. They celebrating somebody that Muhammad Ali did the same thing, but times was different. Muhammad Ali didn't want to go to war. Right. So he sacrificed essentially the prime of his career to not box and lost a lot of money. You know how selfless you gotta be to do that? Yes. And I feel like Colin's doing the same thing, but I don't want it to be like him to have to come back 3 years later when everybody's like, oh, our bad. Right. Let him do it now, like, you know, and let it just be like, okay, this is what he believes. Mahmoud Rauf, right? I believe he wanted to pray to Allah during the national anthem. Why does that matter? What does it matter? Like, what does it matter? You observing you're observing your peace, your God,
Right.
or I want to take a knee. I'm disappointed in America. I'm disappointed in America.
I'm hurt.
Because, and then it's like, you got to think, this is a guy that been around a lot of white people in his life.
Right.
He probably never felt a certain way or felt like, man, I see the privilege that's going on, but I got love for these people. But it's like, I got love for these people too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's like, how can you say you love America, which is supposed to be the land of the free,
Right.
when we literally not really free right now?
Right.
We not really free. Like, we not comfortable. If I had a son that was like 15 years old or he out with his friends and or maybe they smoking a little weed or whatever that all kids do, or
Right.
or they're at a club or do whatever kids get into, I'm not so sure that they might come home ever. You know what I'm saying? And the fear used to be, oh, well, he's in LA and he's wearing red and he's in that neighborhood, he might get killed.
Right.
Man, nah. Right now is he's in LA and we scared that if he's around a certain place, they might shoot his friend in front of him and say whoops, or he had a gun.
And it was a cell phone.
And it's just, these are children that you're killing. And again, America, in all, with all due respect, it's not as bad as a lot of countries, but it's worse than by America's standards, it's bad.
Yes.
It's not,
Right.
It's not like
we set these standards.
A gang of things going on where that are, but the number of mass shootings is increasing rapidly. School shootings is increasing rapidly, and we're worried about, not we, but certain people are worried about a starting quarterback taking a knee to observe the mistreatment and the systematic oppression amongst his people. That's the least. That's the least. Yes. It's not like he's he's doing every press conference like, yo, I just want to say the police is messed up. I'm taking a knee. I'm not, my middle finger not up. I'm taking a knee to say I'm disappointed in how our people are treated in this country. They
can't deal with that because he's not yelling, he's not screaming, he's not irate. You know what? And it's so funny. Do
you think that if he was doing that, they'd be like, okay, let him in. He's good for ratings. I think either way, I think they're trying for whatever reason, and maybe whatever, I don't know, but for whatever reason, they're trying to make it more like us versus them when it's not.
Right.
There's white people that ride for Cap. There's black people that ride for Cap. There's cops that ride for Cap.
Yep.
There's street dudes that ride for Cap. There's X-rated rappers that ride for Cap. There's Christian rappers that ride for Cap. It's more so like the understanding of what's happening.
Right.
And it's like, I would really hate to explain, because I always thought I was gonna, thought I might get into coaching like one day. I would hate to explain to who would probably in 12 years, that would probably be like a 17-year-old that grew up in his time, why Colin Kaepernick stopped playing before he was 30 years old.
Yeah.
I would hate to do that. I would hate to have to explain the truth of that. And we might get our country back in shape the right way, and we're going to have to do some explaining as to why this dude went to the Super Bowl. This dude went to the Super Bowl. This dude did this, and all he did was take a knee.
That's it.
I did read an article today that the Raiders and the Patriots are interested. So
curious to see.
I mean,
there's always,
last year there was always this week he's going somewhere.
It's always that,
But this is what I think. Damn, I'm about to get the NFL won't have me no more after today, y'all. It's not really in the NFL. I don't know how it's designed, but I do know this. I do know there's some coaches that would love him on their team.
Yes.
But they're scared. They're scared to do it.
Or they're being told not to do it.
That's why they can't. I compare that to, okay, there was a crime right here. There was witnesses. Mm-hmm. The people know who the witnesses are. We're gonna go see the witnesses real quick and just take them to lunch. Mm-hmm. Whatever happens, however you view the crime after the lunch is up to you.
It's up to you.
So, long story short, I'm so passionate about it because I played football.
Right.
And there's already politics on the team.
Right.
If you go to school and if you get a scholarship to play football in another state, they might want the hometown hero to start. And you're better, but they might want the hometown hero to start. When I was in the paper all the time, they want to make a story, or they don't like the way you wear your hair, or
they don't like your tattoos.
They don't like these things about you. So it's already, it's already political. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the coach might be friends with this person and that person and this person and that and this person and that. This person is more marketable. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on. And I don't think the NFL was ever ready to get involved this heavy into politics or this far into systematic oppression.
They're here now.
They're here now, and I think the best thing to do right now is get that man an opportunity. Ain't nobody saying he got to come in and jump over Tom Brady in the first day, but let's be for real. You know he can add a lot to a team, even if he's a backup.
Right. They'll never admit it. We'll talk after this. I can't wait. I can't wait for you and Colin to talk. You're never gonna look at it the same. I'm almost
don't
scared. Talk to him.
I'm almost scared too because
your heart will be broken.
Yeah, and a lot of my really close friends are NFL players, and I know why they are how they are, and they're with a certain side, but it will break your heart. They don't got no degrees, and they not trying to go back to school, and they know they got a good 5-6 years at their position to play at a high level to get it. But I can guarantee you one thing: if it stays like this, in about 6 years, a lot of your favorite athletes are going to, when they retire and get their money, they're going to speak on it. And America's going to look ugly at that point.
Oh,
it shouldn't get there. It's going to get uglier.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because then you're going to see a lot of people that was like, man, I didn't even want to, but such and such said,
really? They said, okay.
They're going, it's going to come out.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of people want to keep their job.
The truth will always come out.
Eric Reed, what is he doing? He's not in the league
He's
no
blackballed.
more.
He's here.
Exactly.
Him and Colin train every morning.
That was rhetorical. I know. Eric Reed was one of the best safeties. Oh,
He's 26.
Yeah, prime. And it sucks because imagine anybody that's watching this, imagine them taking you off your job for what you believe in.
Right.
You didn't cuss nobody. Y'all.
You didn't break a law.
You didn't break a law. You didn't hit no domestic violence. They're just taking you out because somebody told somebody that what you're doing is disrespectful.
Right.
And it breaks my heart every time I see him working out. I see his mechanics. Now I'm thinking as a football guy.
Yeah.
I know the game. You got guys like Ryan Clark, even people like Jacina Anderson, Taylor Rooks,
Chris Carter.
They know the game. Right. There's no way you could tell me they don't know the game. Yeah. If you put all these coaches on a polygraph test and said, should Colin Kaepernick be in the league? Is he physically capable of making a 52-man roster?
Right. They know.
All of them. You either going to get the truth,
right,
or you going to get somebody who failed a polygraph test.
Exactly.
And think about that.
And we're all watching this in real time. Like, this is crazy. I think because
people is quitting the Buffalo Bills at halftime. Not to make Vontae a thing, because Vontae, you my man, and I get it. But there's quarterbacks that don't know what they're doing, and there's a young quarterback that is in his prime that's been to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And you want to talk about composure? Imagine being a public figure that's being attacked. So
every day.
I get it. And being the centerpiece of an organization you're gonna be aligned with certain things, and a lot of people in a lot of organizations aren't ready for that. And maybe because it's more of them than there is of us in the stands, or that buy the merch, or that But hopefully, God willing, that the 61% increase with Nike is letting people know that if we sign Colin, maybe he can just be on the team, but we'll sell a lot of jerseys,
right?
Like whatever. All right, cool. Sign him for that.
Right.
He's gonna show you that he's gonna show you.
Of course. When you come back, you have to go with Colin and Eric to their workout. They train every morning.
Hopefully I can keep up.
No, you got it.
I'm gonna run some routes though. Colin can throw it to me.
Oh my God, yes. No, they get up about 4:30, and then they're about on that field.
I'm already gone. 4:30.
We'll make it work for you because I think you'll really enjoy. I think you'll enjoy it. It's like I don't know how. Like for me, the strength that they have to get up every day and still go out there. You know, Collins and Eric just nonstop. I guess they
It's
just
like
love
Muhammad
it.
Ali.
They
It's
love
like Muhammad Ali. Like
right.
it's that
They
dirty,
love
yeah,
this.
it's
This
not that many. It's not that many because it's a lick to some people that are just naturally gifted. I mean, no, I mean, I'm sure everybody in NFL loves football to an extent, but
right.
it's another level of love and appreciation you have to have for the game too.
And when you're getting blackballed, you still train like you're gonna play every day. That's
I felt that way too, so I can't really speak on that. I felt like sometimes the things I say might be too non-PC or not with what is gonna get my songs played or even the general public. I don't want to look like I'm whining or complaining, so I feel like that too. You know, like I felt like I was blackballed, whatever. So I relate to it on a lot of levels.
I feel that happened. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are. We're not even asking for an Aaron Rodgers contract. We're not asking for, we're just asking for like
fair.
Just
look
be
at
fair.
his numbers and
Respect,
look at other right.
Respect an
Right.
athlete that puts his life on the line.
Right.
Has to, get
a good
concussions,
citizen.
Get concussions, get hit, get hurt, got to trust his line every time. Got to lead a team.
Yes.
And think about that, bro, and then think about think about why you're not allowing him the opportunity to do it. Even a workout here and there, nothing.
Not one workout, by the way. Not one.
That's
Isn't it?
I think it's just time for that big roundtable discussion because I don't want it to turn into a big old race war.
I agree.
With Nike and this, that, and the third. So I don't know. I think the 45 should find it in his heart to stop calling these dudes sons of bitches and more so try to, figure out a way that we can come to some type of agree to disagree. But come on. Let's figure it out.
You're so rational. It's so hard. Like when I hear you, I'm just like, God, I wish more people just had any type of rational thinking.
It's too much though to
it is.
To take in. If you never been, if you never felt blackballed or you never been through any trials and tribulations to this level, it's hard to process, I believe.
How has being a father changed you? Do you feel like it's amplified, like you talking right now, these feelings that you have? Do you feel like, in addition, being a father makes you even more sensitive?
Being a father makes me more sensitive about my life and my time that I spend away from my daughter. Like, again, like I can't just be like, I can't just summon a private jet at Teterboro at any moment and go see my daughter and come bring her with me and have a nanny and have all these things and have her around. I'm not, I'm doing okay, but I'm not foolish, so not being able to be around her has caused conflict and it hurts. It does hurt. Like every time I say bye to her, she's getting older, you know what I mean? And I'm on the road, so one of my goals and one of my prayers every night is that she understands fully when she's old enough to understand.
Mm-hmm. And I know you've talked about relationships and how do guys get over the 2-week hump? Because I think you were talking about how even after 2 weeks, you're basically just kind of tapped out of dating somebody. And I think it was Mia, right? Mia brought that. She was like, girl, look what Wale did. Oh, I have no hope anymore. It shattered so many hearts.
I don't know. I've had a girlfriend in like a long time.
Right.
Like embarrassingly long. And 92% of that is because of me. Like trusting somebody is difficult. And a lot of females that feel like they deserve your trust are hypersensitive to knowing that you don't fully trust them. But a lot of females feel like they deserve your people in general. It goes for men and women. A lot of people feel like they deserve your trust quickly after 2 cool dates. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not, and this is what I say or think, you're not dealing with a regular person. And I don't mean that to put myself up on a pedestal, but you're not dealing with a regular person. I've had friends get killed, shot point blank range in the face by somebody that they called their friend. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go to the funeral knowing that person, the killer, was in there. And, that got dealt with how it got dealt with. You know what I'm saying? the streets dealt with it, how it got dealt with. I knew, and a lot of people in that place knew who had something to do with it, who did it. So early on, I've always had trust issues with friends, with family, with, even my parents. So a woman, because I love hard or not at all. I love hard or not at all. Because if I love you, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go so hard, I'm gonna embarrass you. How hard it is. I want you to be embarrassed in love. I want you to be dripping in love to the max, like, so you don't got to worry about nothing. Because I know, where I am and how a lot of women view me, I know it's gonna set up some new insecurities that a woman would never deal with.
Yes.
So to deflect all of them, I gotta go harder. I gotta show them that I'm more committed than I would if I was just a regular person that wasn't on front of, the camera, or having visually appealing women around me in the video.
Right.
So I'm gonna go hard for you, but I don't think, and it's me most of the time, getting to that place of trusting a female is really difficult, because I always question people's intentions, always. And it's really difficult to get past that level.
I think you would be great in a relationship.
I think I would too, but I don't think that a logical woman, a practical woman, or a woman with her own stuff together would be able to deal with my insecurities. And my insecurities is just that a woman is going to be the woman that I want at first, and then she's gonna want something that's bigger than our relationship. She's gonna want the clout, whatever, or to be a girlfriend of a celebrity, even though I don't really believe in celebrities.
Right.
But that's a whole nother thing. But like, she's gonna want to not work and just be on socials, on private jets, whatever. I worry about that.
But there are great women, though.
There definitely are, and I said this yesterday. Where do I meet one? Where would I
know
meet
a couple great.
Well, no, where would I? No, like.
Yeah, I think it's hard.
In general, where would I meet one? I can't go to the grocery store.
Yeah, no.
I can't. I would like to go to the grocery store.
I think it has to be through like a friend that you respect or appreciate, someone that knows somebody, because you're right.
What happens when conflict arises, though? When conflict arises, and then if hypothetically I'm talking to one of your friends and conflict arises. And it's like,
well, we gotta make it work.
Maybe your friend is wrong. I'm not wrong.
Well, then she's got to be told she's wrong.
But and then also, what if she's wrong but my reaction is even wronger? What if I'm like?
Then you're both wrong.
And I don't know if a lot of people can get through those arguments now. And Jada Pinkett said this to me the other day, like about working through the hardships of relationships. It's not easy. Like, I think that the instant gratification of this generation is making that obsolete. It's obsolete. Like, it's like, like everything is speed dating.
It is.
I can't. We got in an argument. Like, your friend might be like, we got in an argument. He got a slick mouth on him. You thought his poems was crazy. He know how to cuss you out, girl. Like, he just cussed me out crazy. And now it's like, you disappointed in me, and you mad at your friend, and you're in the middle, and it's just kind of like, you're torn. So that's the friend thing is a little difficult too. It's trying, like, I don't want to, the friend to feel like she's in the third relationship too.
Yeah. I feel it. Jada Pinkett's right. By the way, it's hard to get through relationships. They're not easy. And
it's easier when you're in high school and it's just like, we're just gonna hug and kiss by the locker and be homecoming queen, and that's it. Yeah. Then when it's like, okay, I got a job, and this is when you're free, this is when I'm free, and now the social media, who you been liking, who you like, and who you want to be loving. Huh?
Yeah. How was it with Will? When you posted it, I was like, what?
He's a he's like the Barack Obama of like OGs. Like, he knows how to move and talk and make everybody feel. And I think that's something that takes a while to obtain, but he's really good at it. And he's just a genuinely good person.
That makes me really happy to hear.
Family's great.
And did Airlines make up with you the right way?
No. I'm disappointed, but I won't get into that. But it's very disappointing because,
you're spending a lot of money.
Being woke up out of your sleep a couple times, where the whole plane sleeping, I'm being woke up to spell my last name, and when I get off, You know, there's 2 people telling me that I don't belong in first class when I've showed my ticket 3 times. And it's like, I don't want to use my platform to say it, but it's like I had to, because it's like,
oh, you have to.
It was so
blatant,
demoralizing. Like, I was just like, yo, like, wow, man, like, okay, my socks might not match, and I got a sweatsuit on that don't match, but I was just trying to be comfortable for a red eye, you know. But I mean, that's life. I've been dealing with like crazy looks in first class, like my whole career. But now it's just, you know, it went a step further this time, and it was just an ugly situation. But it also showed me my maturity, because like the old me would have just been like,
man, I was gonna say, the maturity over the years, I love it. I'm just happy to see you in this place of growth and continuing to grow. And we actually got you something. If me and Bella, you could bring it in here. Happy birthday to you.
No.
Happy birthday to you.
Then where's the Patron?
Happy birthday.
Where my cup at, Lo?
Dear Wale.
Nah, for real. Give me my coffee.
Happy birthday to you. It was Mia's birthday the other day too. Happy birthday.
It's like unsanitary, literally.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
I hope for many, many, many more birthdays.
Amen to that.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I know your food is here. I know you got to run out of here. But don't forget, next time you're back in New York, let us know. Okay. Don't forget about us out here.
Thank you so much for giving me a good interview and making me feel, you know.
Of course, man. We got to celebrate your birthday. Let's do this. Let's get him some food. Let's get, you know, we got to take care of you.